previously on the CharmingAnalysis podcast, we have little shit to do, so therefore we're talking about the Cuphead Show from Netflix. I hope you enjoy.
Hey guys, welcome to the CharmingAnalysis podcast.
It's been a little bit, but we're back with another episode. So, like we just said, we are going to be talking about the new Cuphead show that just came out on Netflix. And oh my gosh, I got a lot to talk about with this. What about you, honey? Honey?
Yes!
Oh my gosh, are you just going to do that the whole episode?
I mean, I could to annoy you.
Hey.
Okay, I'll stop. It was a lot of fun. I liked it a lot.
Right.
I wish it was longer, but, you know, it's a cartoon. I'm not going to complain about it. But it's like, wow.
Yeah, so first thing, since it's been a little bit, but just grab some snacks, grab like a little, like, you know, drink or something, and just, you know, listen along as we talk about this. So why don't you explain what the Cuphead show is about, honey?
It's the Cuphead Show. It's based on a game that, like, came out 2014, 16? I don't even remember.
Something like that.
It was around that time, and it was like a 2D platformer game, and it was like cute, and people liked it, and now they made a show on it, and it's just basically that. It's Cuphead and Mugman, and I want to say Boiling Isles. It's not the Boiling Isles. What's it called?
Inkwell Isles.
Inkwell Isles. It's just their adventures. And then, like, you know, avoiding the devil and shit. You know?
Yeah, basically, so basically, it's based on the games that came out, like, around that time, but unlike its predecessor, this one focuses more on the comedy of, like, the brothers. It mostly focuses on them and Elder Kettle and, like, stuff like that. So, first thing we're going to talk about with this is stuff you're going to notice right off the bat compared to the video game. So, the video game was traditionally animated, and it had, like, watercolor backgrounds, stuff like that. This still has a lot of elements that the game had, except most of the animation is 3D, like, not 3D, but it's like, it's a lot more digital than it was with the traditional one. However, there is a lot more elements to it. Like, example, they use all different kinds of art styles for, like, the backgrounds. The backgrounds look more like claymation mixed with live action, so you get a taste for that. And I love how the characters interact with the backgrounds. It's so fucking awesome. Like, there's some moments where, like, the 2D characters will get fucking run over by, like, a 3D object, and it looks so fucking awesome. Mm-hmm. And shit like that. That's gonna be the first thing you notice about this show. Second thing, this is only 12 episodes. Netflix only made 12 episodes so far. So who knows when we're getting the next one at this point. But there's 12 episodes. They're about, like, 15 minutes each. So you could probably watch this in, like, a good, like, couple hours.
Yeah.
Like, this is
2
like,
hours.
It's like a shorter series so far. Mm-hmm. But I actually really like this. And the concept of it, I love this. Like, I did like the games and stuff. Not as much as, like, other games, but I did like the games. Mm-hmm. But this actually has a lot more charm to it, in my opinion. But it also, like, mixes a lot of, like, elements from the game mixed with, like, a bunch of other stuff. So, basically, what did you like about this? Since you have, like, not as much of an opinion as I do, I'll let you go first.
I think it's funny. It's like, really funny. And it's mostly just little sight gags, but it makes up for it a lot. I just like little humor, sense of humor like that. I just like that it's not taking itself fucking seriously. It's fucking Cuphead and Mugman. in the cartoon world. I don't expect it to be like anything but childish fun, and that's exactly what I got. I really do like voice acting for a game that didn't really have any voice acting.
Except like King Dice. King Dice
had like a song.
But King Dice technically had voice acting because he had a song.
Yeah, but like...
But still.
That's the, like, for me, I'm just like, none of them really had any voice actors.
But you kind of had an idea for what King Dice sounded like.
Not the other characters, though.
Yeah, which is a little bit disappointing, but at least in this, you kind of get more of, like, their personalities through their voices compared to, like, their actions, like, in the game. Mm-hmm. Which I thought was a nice touch, and I like the casting that they actually did for this. First off, like, whoever voices Cuphead and Mugman, fucking phenomenal. Like, oh my gosh. Like, those two are just amazing. Like, their voice actors are incredible. A lot of the voice actors in this, I'm actually surprised that there was a lot of people in this that I'm surprised are still doing voice acting, honestly.
What are you talking about? That's their profession.
Well, like, I never seen much from them, or at least noticed that they did a lot of stuff compared to, like, now.
I noticed them because of their voices, and I'm like, oh, I can tell. You just changed the voice a little bit, and it's like, that sounds like exactly like that. But it sounds like a different version of that character. You just put a little bit of an accent. But I understand what you're saying. I'm not shocked by any of these people, like,
well, I'm shocked.
Being good voice actors, like, I'm not shocked by that. I'm mainly shocked if a live action, if someone who works in live action does amazing voice work. That's the thing I'm amazed at. It's like, but voice actors being voice actors, that's their profession, that's their job. I'm not gonna, like, you know, like, I don't know, Wayne Brady, he doesn't do a lot of voices. What has he done?
I don't know. What has he done?
I know, he doesn't do a lot of voice work. I thought he was really great as King Dice.
Yeah, like, first thing I'm going to say, well, another thing I'm going to say about this that we're going to point out, because a lot of people when this first came out, and I actually heard about this, when a lot of people first saw the trailer for this, King Dice didn't have the original voice actor that was in...
Wasn't it a woman?
Yeah, the original voice actor for King Dice in the video games was a woman who did the song. However, as soon as they heard it was an actual man doing it, everyone threw a fucking fit.
Why?
I don't know.
There's a difference between speaking and singing.
I know.
You can sing differently because your octaves are different.
I know. But everyone was kind of like pissed about, because that's what made the Cuphead video game kind of unique, and King Dice's voice act, like, King Dice kind of unique, because most of the time... I
wouldn't have cared. Like, that's just that...
I know, but some people apparently did.
But that role was just so minimum, because it was the only fucking speaking role. I don't... Or at least, you know, something that you could hear.
I don't know.
But it's like, it fits the character. I don't understand why people get so fucking upset over it.
I don't know. But regardless, I don't care who voice acts these characters. I'm just glad we actually get to hear what people, like, what they sound like, because
and that they're funny, and that they're entertaining, and, like, that's the main thing people should focus on.
Exactly. Like, anyway, the trailer, from what I remember, mainly focused on King Dice's role in the whole, like, series, but he was literally only in, like, one episode.
A clip, Barry. Everyone gets their episode, and then they're gonna, like...
But, like, legit, he was, like, they made it look like he was gonna be, like, more involved in it, but he was only in there for, like, one episode.
I know. It's a fan service thing, because everyone's like, hey, look, the characters in the game, they get a speaking role, they do some funny shit, exit stage right. That's it. And you know what? That's all I need. I don't need, like, you know, them to, like, oh, they're gonna come back and destroy the whole fucking world. Like, I don't need that. I just want to see some silly cartoon shit. I want to see some fucking vegetables talking. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I want to see some silly shit. Wasn't it all just silly shit in the game? It was just weird, abstract, like, fucking character models. It's like, yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Like, you know, a tribute to Rubber Hose Animation. You know what? I'm fine with that. If this show just wants to be a tribute to Rubber Hose Animation,
then
and
go
wants to
for
make a show from it, fine. go ahead. I don't care. Just please don't. I swear to God, I don't want this to be like, it's like fucking Cuphead dies and like everybody's sad. I'm just like, no. Like, it's fucking silly shit. It's just silly shit. Let's treat it like silly shit. Which is why I don't mind when a character's just like, okay, fuck off for the entire season. Like, I don't care. Okay,
Yeah,
I really don't.
I understand
But
what you mean.
It's funny because I just get little cute visuals.
Okay.
It's a
So,
cartoon, guys. Come on. Lighten up a little bit.
yeah. Anyway, one more thing I'll point out before we actually get into, like, the meat of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Last thing I'll point out before I give you guys the spoiler warning. This does a lot more, like, mainly, this focuses on Cuphead, Mugman, the Devil, Elder Kettle, off and on. And that's really it. Those are, like, the main 4 that this series focuses on.
Mm-hmm.
Just a heads up for anybody that is, like, wanting to see more of, like, other characters. That's all you're going to get so far.
That's
okay?
it.
Like, that, I'm just giving you that warning right there.
Mm-hmm.
However, they actually make it work. I like the character dynamics between everybody and the voice acting, chef's kiss. Anyway, before we get into the meat of it, there is spoiler warnings for this. If you guys haven't seen it, because this just came out literally today. So if you guys haven't seen it, you've been warned. So, okay. So first thing we're going to talk about, what did you think of Cuphead and Mugman's, like, dynamic? Do you think they did a good job representing them as, like, brothers? Do you feel like they could have done better? Because in this, they kind of make them... Technically, in canon, they're considered kidults, which means they're adults that act like kids. But in this, they make them mainly focus on them as kids.
They're kids. I don't get that. They're fucking kids. They're kids. I mean, like, how they represent, I guess. I mean, I don't know. It's... I don't know what to say about that. I mean, because it's like... It's just like a funny yin and yang situation. That's all I see in the... I see one is a little bit more responsible than the other, but other than that, I don't really... They're a ploy. It's a ploy to get conflict in the story, and they're funny. That's all I care about. I don't really care about, like, what's so much of, like, you know, like, the deep meaning relationship of Cuphead and Mugman, because that's not what I'm there to see. I'm there to see, like, them have funny banter with each other.
But do you think the chemistry worked, I guess?
Yeah,
the chemistry between...
Yeah, in a sense like that, yeah.
Because I personally liked their dynamic, honestly. Like, Cuphead's more of, like, the adventurous type, while Mugman, a little bit more reserved, but he's responsible kind of deal. Like, I did actually like that their dynamic in this. I think, compared to, like, the games where you just get to see them fighting and stuff, this actually gets to explore a little bit more of their character dynamic, and I actually think it's a nice touch compared to the video game. So I guess another thing I want to ask, how did you feel about how they portrayed, like, Elder Kettle and the Devil? Do you feel like
I never played the fucking game, and I only seen playthroughs, which doesn't count as playing the game. I have no quarry with that.
Okay.
I have no quarry with that. That was easy. Okay, never mind.
Because, like, Elder Kettle was only, like, briefly shown in, like, the beginning of the game, but you never get to see him again. This at least gets to explore a little bit more of his character, which I'm actually happy about. We actually get to see him actually interacting with Cuphead and Mugman, which I think is great. Mm-hmm. Like, and also, can we talk about the Devil in this? His fucking voice, man, is so amazing. Like, holy fuck. Like, I'm sorry.
I think he was just British.
I've never been so interested in a character's voice compared to this guy. Like, what the fuck?
Okay.
I like his voice.
That's a really big curveball right there. I've never been more interested in voice acting ever in the history that I've ever seen of animation. I'm like, okay,
I think that they did
I
really...
wouldn't give anybody ever that title. Let's go ahead.
I think they did great with the voice acting for the devil. I'm glad that we get to see him actually just being more than like an edgy asshole. He's an edgy asshole with fucking personality. And he's honestly really fucking funny. Like,
the devil has to be funny. The devil has to trick people with his charm to get what he wants. That's this whole game. That's his whole shit.
And like the slight plot, there is slight plot.
That's a little bit. Not
just
much.
like
it's just like episode of the week.
Yeah, like mainly episode of the week, but for like a good chunk of the episodes, they did focus on Cuphead trying to protect himself from getting his soul taken again by the devil, like multiple times. So that was something that they kept doing for like a good chunk of the episodes.
It's just Cuphead and Mungman getting into wacky shit.
That's mainly what the general idea of the thing is. But I did like that we got to see a couple of the villains from the game. Mm. The only villains they really showed was the Root Pack for one episode. Ribby and Croaks, I think is their names. Mm. And they look a lot different than compared to like the actual like game. That was probably the characters that got the most design changes.
I like them that are like this, but I understand. Like in a game, they're gonna make a the same-ish design.
Yeah. Do you like their designs in this show better or the game better? Because Ribby,
this one has that. This one has personality.
Which I could agree with you on.
So, yeah, I guess I'm going to lean toward one. What is it, like no personality in the other ones? Except they just get in battles.
Yeah.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so yeah, there's the Root Pack, there's Ribby and Croaks, there's King Dice, who's only been in like one episode, the Devil, we already know about him, and surprisingly, they actually introduced Miss Chalice. We actually get to see...
Is she a villain?
No.
She's not. She's like a...
She's technically a protagonist.
She is.
Well, she's supposedly... Well, here's the thing, because it's actually been confirmed. You know, like the Cuphead DLC that they were supposed to release like a while back?
And they never did.
Well, turns out it got delayed, and they're finally releasing it. So, she's supposed to be more prevalent in that. It's supposed to be a DLC to the game, and she's supposed to be one of the playable characters in it. Okay. Which I'm actually excited to see playthroughs of. Like, oh my gosh, I'm fucking excited for that. Anyway, they do have Miss Chalice in this, but the only downside is she's only in one fucking episode. And that was the fucking last one.
She was both our favorite characters.
Yeah, like, legit, out of all the characters in this, Miss Chalice has quite the personality in this. I fucking love her, damn it. Like...
You just like seeing girls in cute skirts.
I can't help it. Anyway... Also, she happens to be the same voice... She actually has the same voice actor as Mandy from The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, which I actually...
She was Mandy, she was Vicky, she's Azula, she's like...
I didn't know she voiced those characters.
She's like a big antagonistic voice actor. Mostly antagonistic. I've seen her do also Loud House as well.
I didn't know that, though.
She's just been... She knows her shit. So I'm not shocked. Like, she just, like, you know, her voice acting is great. And it's like, oh, no wonder I like her, because she's got great voice talent.
But yeah, like, I'm happy I actually get to see her in another thing. The last role I remember her in besides Avatar was Billy and Mandy, and that was like a long time ago. So I was actually surprised she was the voice actor, because I couldn't even tell it was her. And I was like, what? Anyway, so we'll basically talk about Miss Chalice a little bit, and then we'll, I guess, go over our favorite episodes, stuff like that. So, compared to the game, like, because we only got to see her briefly in, like, the actual game, and she's supposed to come out in the DLC, so we don't really know much about her game-wise. However, in this, she's got quite the personality, and I fucking love it. I like that we actually get to see her in this. I just wish, one, the episodes were a little bit longer, and two, I kind of wish she was in a little bit more episodes. But I'm happy we got to see her compared to like barely even seeing her at all, because they advertised her in the trailer, but we didn't get to see her until like the end of it, which I was kind of surprised at. But what did you think of Miss Chalice? Because you seem to like hers as well.
She was cute. Like, she was cute. She was peppy. She was, like, nice. You know.
I thought she was interesting. Like, I'm happy we got to get introduced to her. Because I didn't know we were actually gonna... I know we were gonna get introduced to her, but I didn't realize how much, like, she was gonna be playing a part in the actual show. So I'm happy we got to see that. So I guess moving on from that, let's talk about, I guess, a little bit more like the technical stuff. So,
alright.
What?
No, go ahead.
Oh, I thought you were telling me to stop. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
But, so I guess one thing I do want to ask is, what do you think in general of the way they decide to format, like, the 15-minute episodes? Do you think they should have done longer episodes? Do you feel like the episodes were good the way they were?
I mean...
Because I didn't mind the 15-minute, like... Because I feel like it went by quicker, but at the same time...
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not gonna fucking watch a 30-minute fucking... Because that would have been dragged. It works this way.
That's true.
It works this way. I just wish I could have, like, I guess, saw it on TV rather than, like, binge it all. Because now it's like, what the fuck? We can't see anymore, and they're so short. It's just like...
Kind of sad.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, so far there hasn't been a confirmed season 2.
There will be.
But I'm hoping that there is. However, what do you think they would do for season 2? Because I already know one thing that they're...
more characters and more wacky hijinks.
Okay, because one thing I'm already going to say at this point, here's what I hope for season 2. 1, the fucking cliffhanger at the end of episode 12. That fucking threw me for a fucking loop. And 2, I'm pissed off about that.
Yep.
The way that she basically just ghosts them.
She did the literal sense of ghosting them. That's funny.
Which, I get the joke, but why did you have to do that? Why did you have to do, like, a cliffhanger like that? And we don't even know when we're even getting a season 2, so that makes it kind of like, why would you do that? Like, why couldn't you end it on, like a simple note, so that way at least next season you can build off that?
Okay.
But that's just me. But, like, other than that, I really had no issues with this. Like, did you have any issues with the show?
No, not really.
Okay. So, last thing I'll mention, and then we'll give our rating.
Okay.
Characters I hope that actually get introduced in season 2. Out of the bosses, I would really like them to have Hildeberg, Cagney Carnation.
You mean every fucking boss that they're gonna...
No. Well, mainly these 4, specifically. I would also like to see Rumor Honeybottoms and Calamaria. Those, I think, out of all the villains, I would love to see in the next season. At least one of them. Or if not all of them, at least one of them. Because I think it'd be interesting to actually see Cuphead and Mugman interacting with these guys. And I would fucking love to see it. Like, it would just make me so happy. Like, oh my gosh. Because they're my favorite characters they're my favorite villains in the show. And in, like, the game. So I would like to at least see them. Hopefully. But, anyway, let's give our rating for this. And we'll basically go from there. So, what do you give it out of 10?
It was entertaining. It was good. I give it a 7 out of 10.
You give it a 7 out of 10?
Yeah.
Would you watch the next season?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good. Okay, for me, I actually give it an 8.5 out of 10. I thought it was phenomenal. For it only being like 12 episodes and each being like 15 minutes, they did a lot for like this, and the way they did the backgrounds, the way that they made the characters interacting with the backgrounds, I thought was fucking awesome. And just, I'm happy that we actually get the Cuphead show finally. Because I feel like it's a show that we've kind of been needing for a while. I feel like it's a kind of like a new spin on like an old-fashioned kind of like cartoon. Mm-hmm. Which I'm happy that they're finally doing again. Because it's like, you kind of need that nowadays with everything going on, just to kind of like make it interesting. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the podcast. So, I guess I'm kind of tired of just saying what we're gonna do next, and we end up not doing it. So
yeah, that was no promise there.
Like, so from now on, I'm not really gonna promise anything, but I'm gonna just start doing what I hope to do in the month instead of just promising it, because I feel like it's gonna let myself down, let everybody else down. So something I hope to also do this month, I would also like to try and do the Ghost of Molly McGee and just get that out, but because there's only like 10 episodes, but I don't know if we're gonna make that happen yet. We'll see. The goal is to try and at least get 1 or 2 podcasts out a month, just to kind of give you guys something to like, you know, listen to. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I guess we'll see you guys whenever we get our next episode out. I'm Mari.
I'm Jay.
And we're out.